The in-season tournament is done now, fellas. We've got our first ever champions. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now we have to look ahead to the NBA playoffs because why not? And I'll tell you what, there's some players that have their reputations on the line. I have to bring up my man Joel.
Oh,
we talked about him in our top 10 players. Spoiler alert, if you're not going to go check out that video, I had Joel Embiid as the 10th best player in the NBA after winning the MVP. His reputation is on the line in the 2024 playoffs simply because how can he fail again? How can he... Sorry, no excuses. No Harden next to him now. Maxi's a hungry player. The Sixers are an up-and-coming team with a new coach, a better tactical coach. Embiid's had failure, injury after injury, playoff shortcoming after shortcoming.
Mm-hmm. I think in your top 10, you really highlighted that when you look at this guy one-on-one matchup. So he's lost against the Celtics, he's lost against the Heat, and then other top 10 guys. So that's why he was on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it was a really telling point. But at the same time, what he's doing right now in this regular season is Hall of Fame.
It is.
Like, he's going to be... Well, he is leading the scoring title and exceeding what he's done last year.
He's going to win it again.
So 33.3. He, in terms of advanced stats right now, he is the best in that PER.
Yeah, player efficiency rating.
So he is killing it.
Yeah.
From when we compared to... That was one of his downfalls from last seasons, that he wasn't even anywhere near in the advanced stats. And now he's starting to glow up because it's his team, his system. And now, with the whole like Maxi thing, so he's able to absorb, I guess, most of the contact down low, get everybody into foul trouble or the team into the bonus, and then Maxi's able to go into the go in and do layups. So with this being really Embiid's team, his reputation is heavily on the line this year.
Yeah.
But right now, the regular season, it's ticks. So he's redeemed himself from the mess of the playoffs, but now we have to. Will he get that again? And I think it might falter.
But that's what we're saying. Imagine he goes and does it again. Imagine he has this like MVP caliber season again for like the 4th year in a row, and then he goes and fails in the playoffs again. How do we continue?
Or something by Boston.
Yeah, but I imagine we get done again by Boston.
I hope they don't verse Boston.
Like we're saying the same thing.
I know, but do I give it to him this time because of the turmoil that he's been through?
The MVP you're talking about?
Well, no, just
as in like
whole
do
team
you
situation.
give him shit?
Do I just this year? I'm gonna be calm about it because it's a new system. Maxi isn't peak because you need that sidekick.
But hold
Everyone
on.
needs that side.
No, but if his playoff numbers, like simply as I don't have them with me, but his playoff numbers go from like 27 points per game for his career to something like 21 points per game in the playoffs or something like that. And all the rest, you count them all, they just drop like crazy.
Yeah.
Regardless of, yes, we don't have a championship ready team right now. If he enters the playoffs and doesn't step up, you should be stepping up in the playoffs, not be stepping down.
Jimmy Butler.
You know what I mean? And if it happens all again, I know there's already a feeling around the NBA community of can't take this guy seriously, can't take this MVP candidate seriously. But if he does it again in this upcoming playoffs, his legacy might be almost cemented as a pretender.
Damn. And it
He's
is
a regular
late.
season guy then.
Yeah, I hate it.
To be truthful though, I feel like the last 5 years he dominates a regular season anyways in terms of stats.
And more than your common. It's weird because he dominates it more than your common pretenders. Like he's not some like, I don't know, like for example, I can't think of one, but he's not some like Toronto and then they meet LeBronto. Then they meet LeBron. I know that's a weird example, but he's not one of those typical regular season guys and then they get to the playoffs and they're no chance. This guy is an MVP candidate.
He's a nightmare to match up
every year. And no one's talking about it right now. Now we're getting into I know a lot of positives. He's the best version of himself ever right now.
Right now, Hundy.
He talked about wanting to play a bit more like the Nuggets, and Nick Nurse and him have come out and put that into practice. Today he had 34, 11 and 6 assists. He's constantly getting over the 5 assist mark.
Like he averages 5 at least.
Yeah, he's definitely, without
So that
checking the
passing
numbers.
has now come into
Yeah,
play.
and he's always been able to pass. I just think he's never trusted anyone. No, not Jokic passing. Of course, you're going to think of the
You
comparison.
know what I think it is?
It's just...
He isn't shooting right at the end of the shot clock anymore. Fuck, we were saying a lot of that with
if
James
he
Harden.
is, he's not making his decision at the end of the shot clock.
Correct.
He's like, it's either me now or someone else.
Yeah.
It's like he gets the ball, it's like it's going to be someone else or it's going to be me. Whereas before he gets the ball, bit of, lull you to sleep type thing, and then he turns, and then usually Marcus Smart's there ready for him.
Yeah.
Or Al Horford's there ready for him. And the thing is, players, they get back into their bad old habits. His reputation, I don't have to say it. You know what's coming in April and May and shit. His reputation in April and May will be on the line. And I hope that Daryl makes this some trade before the deadline and we have something else. I don't know. And we could have a real crack. But in general, that pass you were talking about giving him?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we don't make a big trade before the off season, and maybe we do see 33-point per game playoff Joel.
Yeah, and because
That
it's
would
his
lift him up
system,
a bit.
it's
Yeah.
going to be his system. Everything is on his hand. Every other kind of thing, he always had an out. Yes, I understand he's the leader of the team, but maybe he was trying to be that whole selfless kind of guy. Let James Harden have a bit. Let Ben Simmons have a bit. Obviously the scheming system, but now everything is kind of perfect. So let's see if the stats kind of back him being that regular season and bringing regular season stats into the playoffs.
If you had to, I'll do this for every player we bring up. If you had to say their reputation's going to go up or down after this season, which way would you say it's going to go?
Oh, it's tough. That's tough.
I mean,
I'm
it's my
thinking
boy,
up.
and
But the
I'll
thing
go
is-
with the
is-
odds and actually say it'll go down again because I think
If he doesn't win a ring, though, is that a bad? It's
Yeah,
like,
what's
that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
I feel like if his stats are good, but it all depends. Will he verse Miami? Because Miami's blowing him up. I don't give a damn. That's the thing.
Playoff
So
Jamie.
if they can avoid Miami and make a deep run,
Yep.
then that's fine, right? With having the stats
And
being
Boston and
Boston. If they can get past,
Boston
they can get
are
past
better than
Boston.
us as currently constructed. They're better.
good.
They're better than us.
But you can really demolish Porzingis in there.
I know, but they're other players.
Yeah,
They are
OP.
better than
But
us.
if he has that kind of 33, 10,
We need
and
something
whatever,
else to take on there.
Embiid's a mismatch nightmare. That's the thing.
I
yeah,
know.
There's not really
Don't
many guys.
Don't forget what we just saw: Celtics, Sixers playoffs,
Oh yeah,
and they
Yeah,
didn't. And they
that's
didn't
right,
have Drew.
that's right.
Anyway, so up or down for Embiid? Where do you think it's going?
probably down.
I think
going up.
Right there. It's
Going
tough,
up?
but
because of new system, new Embiid, 82
give it
games
another go.
to
Okay.
prove it.
Yeah.
I think up.
All right. You got one for us?
Let's talk about the man Zion Williamson.
Oh, he's in the
Let's
news.
bring him up. He's
Teletubby?
man.
Oh,
He has-
Stephen A. Smith.
Just-
Sorry,
saw a stomach.
Go on.
No, go.
He's
go.
like, he went to the free throw line and I saw a belly.
I saw a belly.
I
He took
said-
that personal. If
Yeah.
you're watching his clip, Pelicans played the
Who did they play? But they won by.
Timberwolves.
He dropped 30.
Without Edwards.
He dropped 36.
Yeah, without Edwards, but I think he took it all personal the last week. The media and
100%.
he's
Because
showing
it was-
them how to go, how to play, who he is, and think about it. He only really played 2 bad games within the last couple of weeks within the
The
in-season,
media
Yeah.
had it. Media had
which is
it.
against the Lakers, who they're on fire. They're on a good run.
Yeah, they're in playoff. They're in NBA
playoffs.
finals form.
We're in form in the in-season tournament. Let's say that.
How bad was that
But it was
semi-final? That
yeah.
was one of the worst games I've ever watched.
Well, that's the issue. Like Brandon Ingram and Zion. I don't want to bring in two, but like they're kind of passive guys. Hey, we're
Yeah.
losing. We're down and out. Seeps. Hey, like, I'm just like.
Might have had a bit of a
overweight.
big
I ain't
night with
trying.
BI a couple nights
Well,
ago.
that's what they were implying.
You know.
Even like when we get that thing, what are we doing with it?
Yeah,
So it's just like it's a product of youth, but also no accountability.
Culture and that.
So is his reputation on the line? Or is
Well, it's on the line. I'm glad you brought him up.
yeah.
I mean, everything you're saying, like, all right, well, so let's wind it back to before his hamstring injury of last year.
Okay.
And everyone loves to talk about this. We do as well. The Pelicans were like on top of the West.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been as seamless of a jump back up. So Zion then was out for the rest of the season, the rest of the 4 months of the season. And it hasn't been a seamless start for the Pelicans because they've had Trey Murphy out, CJ McCollum out.
Yeah.
Zion I'm pretty sure, had a game out here and there. I think even BI might have been out a little bit. They've had injuries to start this season. But they also, so maybe they're going to slowly pick it up and go crazy because they've got some great players and great rookies, young players, depth. But it's also like, how many years are we into Ja and Zion past that draft and RJ Barrett? It's got to be
the fifth.
It's got to be, yeah. Well, I think we started the Bronx actually when Zion, and it was like 2019. So we're getting into year 4, year 5, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
He's not young anymore in the
you
league.
know what I mean? And we'll start knocking that on that Luka door soon as well. It's like, all right, you're great. When are you going to do something? You know what I mean? It's time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you reckon? No, Luka is not on the same trajectory. I understand where you're coming from, but Luka's not because Zion has issues. And for me, that reputation on the line kind of thing.
No. Luka's reputation. I'm saying maybe in the next couple of years, if Luka keeps dropping 40 every game and then not making the playoffs or not making the top 6,
James Harden.
it's like, you know, you got to ask for it. You got to start building your legacy, not just mucking around anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas like Tatum went the opposite way. He made the conference finals in his first year, has made 5 conference finals since, or 4 conference finals since. And it's just the constant, like, he's knocking on our door being like, notice me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but you can see that the team is a well-orchestrated team.
I know. But
Compared to
but
the
that's
like when we're comparing organization.
not everyone has the fairy tale.
Yeah.
And
that's
as I
where
said,
wanted
maybe Luka has to ask out.
That's why I wanted to break that parallel. Like, I appreciate the analogy, but I wanted to break that parallel because the Zion thing, that's all on him.
Self-inflicted.
It's all,
all the injury
yeah.
crap.
And that's why
unfit.
the reputation on the line, I say the reputation is done and dusted.
Ooh.
Like, if I'm a GM, I ain't taking him. Because it comes with the liability of himself, injury, but also the family. Mum is he's the nutritionist. And nutritionist is supposed to be a dietarian or whatever. Dietitian is the actual formal job specification or whatever you call it. How can that be going? How can that be
Who's tracking it?
Then on top of that, you have to hide all the bad PR press that for New Orleans. Nah, it's too much liabilities and no accountabilities for Zion. So I'm done.
Wow. Yeah, and it was, you were hearing like, what is his trade value in this past off season? Yeah, I know that's happening. People are done. So it is going to be interesting to see how this whole season plays out. Because if they stay healthy, are they, you know what I mean? How good can they get, or what's going to happen? Where is this going anyway? So you think it's going to get even worse from here for Zion? Wow.
Personally, I think it's going to get better. I feel like he's listened to the media and all the noise, and he's ready to turn on. It's still early. We got to remember, it's still early within the season. So if they make a great push, play hard, make the playoffs, make the second round, and he'll be fine.
I don't know. Arthritis is too real. Like that's like playing basketball. Arthritis. I just have a tear in my eye. Nath, what do you reckon?
I am torn. It's very much a prediction because if he stays just healthy, I feel like it can only go up from here in a sort of both of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I probably lean towards it can only get better. But if it goes down, then it might be dead
in the
It
waters.
might be, real bad.
All right. I want to bring up Bradley Beal for a point of conversation.
Yeah.
He's obviously on the Phoenix Suns.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I haven't seen him.
He's been on injury. Man's in a coma, innit?
Yeah.
So, what do you think this season has for his reputation? Is it too soon? Is it going to be just all playoff base? What do you reckon, Rice?
Personally, I think I don't even have a comment because I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's washed up or if he still has it. If he's
But
still
in
20
terms of
points.
okay, so when the trade went down,
Yeah.
parting, the Wizards were on a fire sale. And everyone went crazy about the Porzingis. Everyone was like, oh, Porzingis had such a great season last season. He's going to be so great for the Celtics. I personally was like, injury prone, and you just wait for him in the playoffs. Why has Porzingis never really been a solid piece anywhere? And on a losing team, he played well.
Yeah.
Whereas Bradley Beal's pretty much taken off the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, that's not that great of an acquisition for the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
My reaction might be wrong and different to everyone, but if Bradley Beal starts to care again, as per the John Wall, Marcin Gortat?
Marcin
Yeah.
Gortat.
Is that his name? Marcin Gortat. Those days.
Kelly days.
When Bradley Beal cares, he's a really good player.
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting at, and the discourse, what I'm talking about is his reputation is on the line. That's a good one to
I'm
bring
going to
up.
go with that.
His reputation is on the line because it's like, hey, are you a winning player or not? Because we all don't really know. We've acquired you because we've all gotten used to your name being a bit of a trade. Everyone's go get Beal. You know, he's a great player. He leads that team.
Corner piece you need.
You know what I mean? So his reputation is 100% on the line. I think we're all curious to see how well he'll hang with Booker and KD with their level because they're both unbelievable. And my early answer is I think it's going to go up because I believe in Bradley Beal.
I'm on the same boat as Nath. I think it's easier for Beal to have a positive reputation in the position he's in. Having KD, having Booker, mate, all you have to do is just be a spot-up shooter.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's going to be that more of, I want the ball kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think
feel
so.
like just his demeanor. I just want to play team basketball.
Yeah.
I think he has that opportunity. It's just health. Obviously, I don't think his reputation is on any, if I had to, there was no reputation kind of qualms anyway, because I just feel like he's just a piece. I never felt like he was a superstar, and he doesn't need to play that superstar role.
That's right.
So that's what I feel.
He needs to own his role, be that corner piece. If he does that, things will go good. If he doesn't, and ball's in his hands a lot, could be tough.
I'll tell you what, he's on superstar money though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Before they fucked it all up or blew it all up, they gave him like 50 million plus a year or 60 million a year.
Yeah,
50 million a year.
He's
Crazy.
winning.
He's on big money.
Big money.
So, yeah, no, watch this space with Brad Beal. Now, I'm going to bring up one of the best players in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because why is his reputation on the line? Because he's a perennial top 3 MVP candidate with Jokic and Embiid every year, thrown around as the best player in the league. They won the title in 2021. In 2022, he almost carried a Middleton-less Bucks past the Celtics in the conference finals.
Huge.
Monster series from him. And he was showing he is the best player in the NBA. But they didn't make those finals. You know, it's sort of just like you remember the finalists, you know what I mean? And then in 2023, as we know, fuck, that was crazy. That was
Do
crazy.
we blame him or do we blame Jimmy?
This is the thing. Well, and also, I know what you mean, but also he got injured.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So he got injured for that
correct.
series, but then and I know everyone felt this way. He got injured, but then he was back for 2 games. And I think everyone just treats it as, I was too far gone. Miami already had this momentum.
Yeah.
But there was little microwave the popcorn of these little pops of like, oh, is this Bucks team really still it? You know, they're all a bit aging. So I do think that Giannis's not legacy, his reputation right now for that level is on the line in this upcoming playoffs.
Yeah, he really had a high ceiling.
Yeah, expectations.
High expectations.
Huge.
And now it's like, hey, he's cooled off a little bit. And it's just through, I don't know, age, nature, maybe, what's his old coach?
Budenholzer.
Always had him rest. He's like, hey, let's rest. And I could see it happen this season with the play-in. Now Budenholzer couldn't pull him. Now this coach is like a new system. But I saw Giannis kind of exhausted. Like he goes on stretches. Like he's naturally just wants to just be a Westbrook.
Yeah.
And now like he exhausts himself for the regular season games. So now I'm kind of like a bit concerned. Hey, that's not even great for longevity. And then now we have the reputation coming down in terms of he isn't able to hit that peak as consistently as he once was, especially when it counts in the playoffs. So, and the efficiency of it,
the Dame factor.
The
Dame's in now. Sorry to jump in, but so now the Dame factor is a big thing as well because people are like, oh, what do the Bucks need? They need someone who can create his own shot, help Giannis. As much as Drew was great defense, I think a lot of people agreed that this was the right trade to make if Dame was available. So pressure on Giannis again because you got your guy. It's time to go for the title again. You know what I mean? Like it didn't work with Drew, even though it did. They won a title. That's the thing. The last 2 years they've been done by injuries, but
it did work.
But you know what I mean? Anyway, Dame is there. He is known as a better player than Drew. They are all aging, but the pressure is still on the two best players, Giannis and Dame. Mainly Giannis. And let's just say, especially if they don't have an injury that pulls them back this season. If they just get knocked out, straight up,
it's burning.
His reputation is sinking from, what we talked about. One of the best players ever.
I think it might be a point of no return.
If that happens.
Yeah. Because I think the prime is
and he
done.
signed the contract as well. I know he can ask
I know.
Sign the extension.
I know, Bob.
Yeah, so
expectation.
If you had to make the guess, where's it going after 2024? Is it going up or down, Giannis' reputation?
Reputation, I think down, and people might slowly start. It might be too soon to say this, but they might slowly start forgetting about Giannis. Not forgetting about him, but just
about him.
They know who he is, what
Maybe
he's about.
Maybe everyone parking the whole he could be a top 10 player all time.
Yes.
It's hard because he's so dominant, but if he can't get it, you know what I mean?
It's just tough. It's hard. That game is so exhausting. It's hard to maintain that.
The thing is,
year after year.
He almost has one of the biggest expectations outside of maybe the Suns with KD and their star-studded and maybe the Clippers. There's a lot of expectations around the Milwaukee Bucks to do their thing. And following up on that, I want to bring up Damian Lillard.
Dame.
And his reputation this season.
Simple one to bring up at this point.
Yeah.
As we said.
Piggyback off it.
Giannis and the Bucks needed a Dame.
Yeah.
Dame needed a contender to fill out this prophecy that he's been rapping about all these years. You should laugh at that one. That's a good one. Anyway, no, but apart from rapping, he's been a good guy, been loyal to his club, the Blazers, and but he finally, when they took Scoot, he's like, all right, you really don't want me here. You're taking all these guards, Simons, Scoot, Sharp, all this. I'm out, and I'm going to go to a contender. He's at his contender now. He's got such a good fit with Giannis guy. Pressure's on Dame. Pressure's on Dame to live up to his reputation of a top 10 player in the league as a playoff killer. Because if they can't get it done, woo. And no one's getting younger on that team.
I do feel like there's more expectation on Dame than Giannis this year.
Oh, so we're doing even a reputation.
I think Damian Lillard, this is the year where, as you mentioned, he's on a contending team. Prove yourself.
Yeah.
Prove that you're that guy. Prove that you're a 30, 20, 25, 30 point per game scorer and you can close out in clutch minutes and get the W. Not just on a losing team and getting those stats. So I think in terms of expectation, definitely high for Dame and reputation's on the line.
Is going up or down after this season for Dame?
The in-season tournament kind of might put the future spectrum kind of thing. and it might be going down.
Oh,
Did that show you enough? That might have showed you enough, didn't
Yeah,
it?
we'll see.
Could have.
So if you if you have to go right here, right now, I don't want to do it.
It's tough, isn't it?
I don't want to do it. I'm gonna say it's going up,
Let the fans
but
know.
it's probably going down because if they lose at any point, especially if it's not finals, and that's tough. It's gonna.
I'm gonna stick to my preseason predictions of the Bucks winning the title,
Wow.
and I'm gonna say Giannis and Dame's reputations are gonna go up because I still think they're gonna win the title. Right now, I don't think. Oh, I think they're slowly realizing, but I don't think they started this season realizing how much they have to carry in every game.
Yeah.
So obviously your stars carry you
Especially
in the
on
playoffs.
defense for Giannis.
Yeah. So your stars carry you on the playoffs, but I don't think they started this regular season knowing, we don't have many good players.
Yeah.
We need to carry. And even
And they had
every
injury as
single
well.
game. And that's
Yeah.
what you talked about, workload
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They've got to be careful. They've got to try and find a way to get a high seed, but also not, overwork their two guys.
Yeah.
Because then in the playoffs, they're going to really have to carry them.
Yep.
So,
With
fuck. But I just feel like they will. It's time. Giannis's team is due, and Dame, they're just such a good fit.
1-2 fit.
Yeah.
And yeah, and
punch.
talking about that outlier, well, we're gonna have Middleton
Oh man, this
brought up for a conversation because again, I think it's good because we're talking about contenders,
Yeah.
and Middleton kind of is part of what Bucks is, and I don't know how much he has left to give.
Yep.
And that reputation is definitely on the line this season for him and what his legacy. Because, we already know he's like a great defender. Well, he was a great defender, but also like a 3-and-D kind of guy. But also, when I say 3-and-D, that was like hella. He could shoot it at a hella good rate. What are your thoughts on Middleton?
On Middleton, I almost feel like he's washed up. It's harsh, but it's I compare him to someone like Klay right now. They're both on that brink of their reputation of they need to be that third. They're unfortunately that second or third guy. Third for Khris, anyways. He needs to stay consistent. If he's not consistent, there's too many other guys that can do what he does. That they could take his job.
Yeah.
So reputation on the line for me.
Since he got that injury in that Celtics series 2 years ago now, last season he spent the whole season on a minutes limit, I reckon.
I don't feel like he was there.
And he
was
started
around.
this season. I don't know if it's different injuries. I think it is. He's just always on a minutes restriction. He's the longest minutes restriction guy I've ever seen in my life. And how gassed or how sore can he be coming off of these injuries? Don't play him. I don't know. I feel like I'm scared for them and him because there are some players that just can't beat injuries or something.
Yeah.
And it seems over this last 18 months that he might be turning into one of them. I think they've been slowly ramping up his minutes this season. But what we just talked about of how little depth they have, he is crucial to their chances in success in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Well, do you think his reputation at this point of time is low enough that you can't trade him? The thing is, I don't even see a replacement trade for him.
That's what
Like
I
a
mean.
one-
Maybe,
for one.
maybe.
There's too many other players that I feel like that can do what he does already. Know what I mean? I feel like he's untradeable.
Yeah, the injury stuff.
Because
Maybe, yeah.
it's becoming a liability. You might not be able to trade him.
In terms of in
And
real
that's how much his reputation has gone
in terms
down.
of like real world, like if they're looking out, can they trade him? Yeah, nah.
It's too late.
There's no one that they could get back that's like would help. You know what I mean? His reputation is critical right now, critical levels, because if he just has another injury, I'm sorry about injury riddled players, but if he just has another one of these seasons constantly out and on the minutes restrictions, and then it's just all weird. I like that word for some of these players. If it's just always weird, then we remember you as just having a weird career after that championship, which is weird because he won the championship as a solid number 3 or whatever he was.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I mean?
Number 2, 3, yeah. It all depends on how we look at it.
Yeah, well, talking number 2, let's go to LA and their number 2, the Claw.
Oh, they're at number
Claw.
2.
No, he wears number 2. Kawhi.
Sorry. When did they change up?
Now, is Kawhi Leonard's reputation on the line this upcoming playoffs, this 2024? Right.
I'd say what reputation?
Ooh.
It's a good
As
question.
a guy, like, injury prone.
He's set his own reputation.
Yeah. There's no, the reputation is he's done. Like, he's done. That's the reputation. So there's no reputation to be even talking about. Like, understand peak of powers. We talked about it last week. Check that out, especially the shorts. But that peak of powers long gone. And that's where we're worried about for the Giannis, for the Embiid. They're coming down on that incline right now. There's nothing to talk about here. Right.
Before you talk, because I know you're going to defend Kawhi, the peak of powers isn't long gone. It was just last playoffs, and then he got injured. This guy is the hardest guy to analyze or like talk about his legacy because
I got nothing from him.
when he's in the playoffs, he's one of the best players ever. Then gets injured.
Yeah.
Well, so what the fuck do we do? I feel like his reputation isn't going to go up or down because I feel like we're going to get some similar product. If I have to pick, I feel like it can only go up out of the 2 because, like, as you're sort of saying,
He set the standard. He set the bar of us already expecting him.
Like, if he has a healthy playoffs, his reputation goes up.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But was it worth it then?
Was what with it?
Him being healthy and, dealing with the whole situation. Like, are they going to be a first-round exit? Like, you know what I mean? You can be healthy and be first-round exit.
But that might be...
So will that impact it? Or you're thinking, hey, if he's healthy, they're making a deep run. Is that what you're
No, not even. Like,
just
not
happy.
even Clippers talking.
Just
I reckon
play
everyone thinks of
individually.
Kawhi, load management injury, and like great when he plays. I think everyone just wants to see Kawhi play deep, even if the Clippers get bounced, even if he doesn't play the best of his ability. That's a weird, shitty answer, but I reckon his reputation is whether he stays healthy or not. Go.
Yeah.
I know you love him. I love him as well, but it's
I love
fucked
Kawhi.
up.
I do love Kawhi.
You have to.
I
You have
think
to
it's
say.
fairly
what you have to say.
unstoppable to stop. But no, I do agree with your point. It's the health. It's the health. If he's healthy, he's gonna flourish. Well, Clippers do have their own now. They got a different side of game within their game they need to work out, but. I think it'll be okay. His reputation won't change.
Okay. That's fair.
I feel like there's no change. Lose or win.
Yeah,
It's going to be quiet because he'll come back next season. He play the games that he can, and he's still going to have the same reputation whether he lost or won this year.
Yeah. I'm
That's
a
how I
bored
feel
kind of
about
guy.
it.
Yeah. You're a what? What'd you say?
I'm a bored guy.
No, I'm the board man.
The bored man
The
guy.
board man. Yeah. All right, you got another one?
Speak on LA, PG, Paul George, reputation.
Yeah. Is his reputation on the line this season?
I feel like it's a Bill kind of situation, especially with the
Yeah,
whole James Harden, Russell Westbrook. He just needs to just shoot threes and then transfer over to Pacers and help out Haliburton.
You know, if he keeps up with his podcast pay on YouTube, I think he's going to be fine.
I feel like I've got the exact same answer as him to Kawhi. It's like if he's healthy,
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah,
But wait,
I don't
hang on.
expect any. I
Hang
don't
on.
expect anything crazy.
Think about this.
crazy.
This might switch it up. Is Kawhi and PG's reputation on the line if they don't? Because they've been together. Think about it now.
If they don't finish what? If they don't what?
Well, think about it. Clippers put together this team and of Kawhi and PG.
Well,
if we're talking them together,
Again, hold on. If they don't
they don't win it. I think just win it.
Win, because
Win it.
I'm waiting to hear.
No, win it.
Win
Win it.
or stay healthy.
No, win it.
Wow, yeah, that's a good
If
point.
I'm
We're not-
telling you, for me at least, I think I just think the same thing.
I guess them as a duo.
If
their
they just have
reputation
a
is
second
over.
round exit of health,
Mm.
I feel like I'll be like, all right,
Yeah, you know what?
Well,
yeah,
we're
I
better
feel
than
like-
nothing,
yeah,
better
yeah,
than
yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Aren't they unrestricted
Could have
free
beat
agents?
the Suns if we were healthy last year.
They're free agents.
It's
Yeah.
free agents. So this is what we say. This is a good one for the reputation.
Contract year.
It's a contract year. So what do? Are you going to sign them to the max?
Steve Ballmer's definitely. Who else are you going to sign? Just got a new stadium.
I don't know with that team,
He
man.
gave PG and Kawhi everything
It's the
about 4
cursed
years
team,
ago,
man.
and they still haven't. The Clippers still have not seen a conference finals since 1950.
No, and you're
It's ridiculous.
saying that in the group chat today.
It's ridiculous.
That's wrong. They made the conference finals in 2021. They haven't made the finals yet.
the finals.
2021,
Right.
they went to the conference finals because they beat the Jazz. Kawhi went down late.
That's right.
And then they started the conference finals against the Suns. You know, remember the
Yes,
Suns
yeah,
then made
yeah,
the finals.
you're right,
and they
you're
started
right,
the conference
you're right.
finals against the Suns, and Kawhi was out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were telling us, oh, he's all right. He's all right. Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Turns out he had a
They still
torn
haven't got it
it.
there. If you're not first, you're last. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, Cheech, you
I'm
got another one.
one. I want to talk about Klay. We're talking about wings out here, so I'm getting that vibe of
Yep.
Klay.
Okay.
And for me, this is interesting because Klay is an unrestricted free agent as well. So it's funny, we're always bringing up all these guys' reputation on the line. What do they have to show? What will they show out in their contract year to deserve the bag? Because they're all relatively on max contract or what used to be a max kind of contract.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for them this playoff?
For Klay Thompson, look,
If they make the playoffs.
if great question. If they make the playoffs, they got to make it first. And Klay Thompson is
They're in the
he's
mud
not what he
right
was.
now. They're in the mud.
He might as well go to like Washington Wizards next year or something.
Wow.
So
he's
interesting.
just-
This Clay thing is so interesting because the Warriors family. Even if I'm the GM and I'm the owner, I don't want to break it up, no matter how bad Clay.
Really?
Can't break up like
But man, are they cooked? Are they washed?
they only have Curry.
Not Steph. The other
guys.
The family is washed. Clay being the main one of those. I don't know.
Jalen's here just to get on highlights and
They would
make
have
scenes.
to have some miracle over this next 4 months, like chemistry wise and just
Making shots. How about that?
making shots. I think it's heading in a very weird and ugly direction. And Clay's a very proud guy. And if they don't offer him a big contract, or if they don't, I don't know.
He might go to the Clippers
I'm gonna
or
say
something. He
it's
might go
just-
back home.
Yeah,
Cali.
I'm saying it's
reckon.
I don't think I want. him
it's
on the
heading in a
Lakers, but-
weird direction.
Shading a weird. Well,
I reckon it's going to go bad. That's my pick.
yeah, the reputation for me is going down.
Because he's
Down,
just
down,
not.
down.
I've been saying it since his
Showed me
injury.
nothing.
He was all right in the 2022 year, but I just think he's just never been the same since the injuries. And the thing about you said shot making. The thing about him is like it's just the threes going in mainly. Obviously defense, but if he's making a few threes a game, like quite a few, 20, 25 points a game, especially now, no KD, no whatever, no full top quality team like they used to. He's just, I can go on, but I reckon it's going bad for Clay.
Yeah.
His reputation's getting worse and
so
worse.
Fuck Clay.
All right, last one. Now, this guy's always a bit whatever, always in the trade talks as well. Currently in pretty much the most relevant trade talks. Zach LaVine of the Bulls is his reputation on the line? I think yes, simple stuff. He's supposed to be the best player. Is he the best player on that team anymore? No, I think everyone knows that he's actually DeRozan.
Yeah,
Like,
it seems to be.
you
He's
know
the
what
most
I mean?
consistent.
Even though
player on that team, I
Levine
think.
can give you like 18 and then every now and then he'll give you 40, DeRozan is just, he's such a baller.
Yep.
You know what I mean, DeRozan? Zach LaVine finally officially in trade talks and being shopped around. But where is his reputation at, and where is it even heading? And imagine like some sort of like Washington snaps him up.
That would be terrible.
Oh.
I know that it's not going to happen, but imagine some sort of Washington or Detroit snaps him up, and then he just goes and rots.
I feel like
You know what I mean?
This situation, it's sort of similar to what you guys have said with the earlier guys. I feel like it's quite low. I understand for the pay. And he's on a sticky contract. So it's around, I'm going to summarize it. I know it varies from 40 million to 48 million for the next
Whoa,
that's
massive.
4 years. So that's huge. And then with the whole NBA, CBA, new thing. So it's really hard to trade him. Basically, you have to trade him, especially if you're in the second apron, 1-for-1.
Yep.
So finding another superstar to replace her. But I don't know. I don't feel like he's going to be too bad off. I feel like he's such, like, I understand what you're saying, like a baller, blah, blah, but I just feel like he's just got enough offensive power to show out. And wherever situation, wherever he lands, he'll be fine. But of course, you're not going to get that $50 million worth.
No.
So I feel like it's one of those guys I'd rather have the assets at this stage.
Okay, so it's all in the same conversation of the reputation. What is his future best scenario looking like in terms of like, is he the second best player, the third best player on a championship team? Is he the leader of another Bulls type team? Is he what's the best case scenario for
Best case scenario.
Zach LaVine? And we'll compare.
Because, it's hard. I haven't seen that leadership in him. And when you're paying that much.
I agree.
But I feel like he'll be a good number 2.
I don't think so at all.
Is that not good enough?
Look at it now. Let's just put DeRozan and Vucevic together. Let's just make them one player. LaVine,
Right now, he's as high as Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets.
in a way, he's a little bit better than that. But yes,
I agree,
I know
but
what you mean.
yeah.
I know what you
kind
mean.
of like-
That's sort of like that.
I must be seeing something
Or,
different.
you know what, he should just go to somewhere.
But I must be seeing something different.
I know what you're saying. The view of his ceiling is getting more distant and more distant.
If
and
he
more-
can't
Really?
Yeah,
I feel
for
like
me.
you're talking about it as if I'm talking about Giannis. No, not Giannis, Zion. Where I don't see Zion's ceiling as high as it once was.
But that's because Zion, as you said, sort of shot himself in the foot with his fitness. And it seems like his brain.
Yeah.
Whereas LaVine, I just feel like
He's fit. He's got everything.
this is this
That's-
guy.
that's
This is
him.
who he is.
That's him.
And he's been overpaid. I don't think he could even... I'm not sure he could be the third best player on a championship team.
Wow.
I feel like if he can't get to a team better than where he is right now, and majority of teams are better than the Bulls right now, I think he should just go somewhere like the Spurs and play with Wemby
Yeah, something like that.
and coach with Coach Pop.
Oh, that's
it's-
and right away in the sunset, get
you know,
paid, no taxes.
that's what
having good
San Antonio
rotation.
women.
That's
Lobs
what I'm
to
saying.
Wemby.
Yeah.
And then his career means absolutely nothing.
Wow, that's
If it's
interesting.
going to mean nothing at the
Because
Bulls, you might as well go play with Wemby or someone.
What part of me was like,
And get more highlight reels.
I don't know. I was thinking, is this guy like somewhat of a Jaylen Brown in the playoffs sometimes? I know I'm going to probably get roasted for that. But sometimes Jaylen Brown just be weird in the playoffs with this peaks and troughs. And I just feel like he's one version of Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown got paid heavy.
Jaylen Brown, a lot better on defense, but on offense, they're not too dissimilar. I'll
This
give
is
you that.
playoff Jaylen Brown.
I don't know
I'm
what I
talking
just thought.
about, not
But
regular
Jaylen Brown
season.
is a lot better.
Just
I'll
quickly.
Yeah,
give you
yeah,
that.
handy.
Zach LaVine or Bradley Bill? Just quickly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
see,
Because,
me-
yeah,
see-
which
I never know. I just
See,
thought of
for
it.
me, it's Bradley Beal.
Okay.
I think
And I don't know if a lot of people would agree with that, but I want to see Bradley Beal care again. And I think he's
I just
he's
thought
better.
of it. I don't know
No,
why,
that's a
but
good
it's...
comparison.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for, I'm like, who do I get? I'm like, I'm going to go with this Jaylen Brown risky. But, and you're right, I think Bill can fit in much better with than Zach.
All right, now let's move on to the games and stuff like that. You know we're doing these big in-season tournament questions.
Now that LeBron has won the NBA Cup, does that mean LeBron has won 4.5 rings?
All right. Doesn't mean he's on 4.1 rings. This is hard, man. This is hard. No, but it does count. It does count. So that's my answer. No, but it does count. What do you reckon?
No way.
Oh,
Not 4.5. It still matters, but we're not calling it a ring.
Okay. For me, this is an asterisk in terms of the broader scheme of things. And I think this is where Nathan's heading, and maybe yourself as well. In this instance, the first tournament cup, I think it counts as a 0.5. I understand it's a weak 0.5,
Ooh.
but I think it does. And it's because when we look back at 30 years' time, this whole tournament thing will be LeBron legacy. It'll be LeBron. That's what this tournament thing. He purposely sought out and was clean sheet for this tournament, wiped everybody clean, and ensured that I'm having my name print all over this. And the NBA is already in debt to this guy because of the whole salary cap thing, let alone taking this tournament so serious. They're trying to wrap this up apparently to a $1 billion kind of deal.
Yeah, TV deal.
Oh, God.
That's what they want for this kind of thing. And that's LeBron's fingerprints all over it. So if it's not, I think I'm trying to think of monetary worth, but that's where I think of the 0.5 because it's the first one. He won it in an emphatic fashion.
Yep.
But I would not say like it's for every other player. No.
Okay.
I actually think a little bit of the opposite. I feel like because it was the first one, a lot of the players and the teams were like, we'll see.
Nah.
I reckon
That's weak. And that's why LeBron.
I know it's weak. I think a lot of the players and the teams were like, we'll see if you guys take it seriously, and
That's
then we
weak.
will. And then by the time the teams that were like, oh, you guys take it seriously, we will, it was too late. Whereas LeBron was like, I'll take it seriously from the start. So what I'm getting at is, I think next year onwards, it will be much harder to win because everyone will take it seriously. And yes, you're right. The NBA should thank LeBron for leading the way of taking it seriously because of what I'm saying. But this year, I reckon there was a few teams that were like dragging their feet to start off with that were like, oh, you know.
So you're saying next year it'll be
Disagree with
0.5.
No, but I don't think it'll ever be technically 0.5.
I was thinking it should be like
Next year.
0.25. That's how much I was thinking, if any.
I disagree. It's not a 0.5 ring, and that is the most bullshit excuse about teams not taking it seriously because that's just like the bubble ring. Teams aren't taking it
You
seriously.
saw all
but,
the players being like, oh, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
now everyone cares.
but
Right?
that's not anyone's problem but their own.
But that's all I'm saying.
That's the thing.
I'm saying next season, all
Know
those,
the rules, know the game, play the
know.
game.
Yeah,
But-
man.
no, but
Get with
and,
the
and
time.
all of a sudden,
This
everybody else-
39-year-old is keeping up with the times and the
Seriously?
rules,
That's the-
and you got these young kids making excuses. Oh, the points. Get with it. The thing is, let me just say this: LeBron James, the king.
Yeah.
Kings don't lose.
Okay.
How many times do you see Kings lose?
And that's why I think
This
it's
guy
0.5.
keeps winning.
I saw him lost four
For this
times
case,
four
for
times
this
in a
case.
row to the Nuggets last season.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's put that aside.
All I was saying, guys, I was just responding to this one is bigger than the other ones. I think it's, you said that's their problem for not taking it seriously. That's my point. Next season, the people that didn't take it seriously will.
Okay.
And it's going to be harder.
And
No.
if and when maybe he wins it again,
Oh, yeah. It's not 4.5, but I'll be more impressed
but then
next
do you
season.
come back and give the flowers for this year, next year as well?
I get the flowers now as well.
Okay.
I just don't
Respect.
think that this first one was taken fully seriously by the 30 teams.
I think Nathan's looking for excuse.
I
'cause
think so
then
too.
Embiid-
Yeah.
It's taken
if Philly
seriously.
was
The
6-0
courts are-
sweep and he won.
The courts are different, bro.
MVP
when you
last
get up,
year.
you're like, bro, I have to win
All
this
right,
game.
let me just say this.
It's a great story.
If the 30 teams were up for it, I think Giannis would have played
All 30 teams had the chance to.
I think Giannis and Dame might have played like 44 minutes the other day. I think they would have been like, we're not losing today. We you know what I
They
mean?
lost against the Pacers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think
And they were trying. Don't tell me these teams weren't trying against each
they
team. were
were
playing.
trying,
Yeah,
but if
they were.
they wanted to, I'm glad that LeBron, I really am. I'm glad that LeBron led the way of like, you should be trying to win this cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks, for example, try even harder next season. Is my point.
Yeah.
Well, I think every team has to try even harder than they did this year because no one won but the Lakers. So
But that's what I'm saying.
I want to
yeah.
put a different spin to it. Does it influence the GOAT conversation at all?
no, I like even for LeBron knows it doesn't make him any better than what he was before they won it. You know, this might just be me as a Lakers fan, but at the end of the day, this getting together and winning this cup was more for the Lakers team to get ready for June, July time for the playoffs. And I think that's helped them significantly.
Too early. Edging too early.
Similar to what Rise just said, I think you must acknowledge that tangibly it does add, because it is more silverware added to his legacy, but it doesn't shift it at all. As in, like, what the narratives are.
Exactly.
If this shifted, I don't know.
I think
he's played for long enough now that I reckon the longevity I reckon the GOAT debate could pretty much, like LeBron's case has been made.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, unless he wins, it opens up for rings.
Yeah.
Rings being added, I think maybe gets opened up, but
Everything else is like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you're on Team MJ, you're on Team MJ. If you're on Team LeBron, you're on Team LeBron. And that's how it will be.
yeah. Okay, now let me ask you this. Would you rather win the NBA Cup or make the NBA Finals and lose?
I know what I'm taking.
Would take him.
NBA Finals and losing.
Go.
I'd take the same thing. Experience goes a long way. But I will say this. If I'm a two-way player, you know, that cup money could be good. But the experience of getting to the finals is just going to make you hungrier. I'll go with the finals.
It's the survival of the fittest. That NBA Finals, it's so grueling, so long. The in-season tournament is quick. And I want it, to be honest, I like it as it is. People want to have it a bit more extended, but I like it quick because it's spontaneous. I want something random.
Yep.
The NBA Finals kind of proves, like, are you going to last to the end?
And you have to make it there. The NBA Cup comes around every year now.
Yeah.
I got chances every year.
Yeah.
But if I'm a two-way, that money could be.
I'm going to agree with you guys. I'm going to say make the finals and lose.
Yep.
Because this season, with the NBA Cup we were presented with this season, no one took it seriously. No. Sorry. I'm sorry. Don't fight me.
Here we go.
No.
Here we go.
But-
Philly
I'm calling
flopped, and
LeBron.
that's why.
but anyway, I think I would
Philly
rather
excuse.
make the finals, which Philly haven't made the finals since 2001.
Since Allen Iverson.
Yeah, since AI against the Lakers, and they beat us. So I would rather make the NBA finals and lose. Now,
Wait, do I want to after that? Because where have Philadelphia gone since? Just down the drain.
all right. Now, onto this one. Does the Bucks' failure in Vegas mean they should be worried about the playoffs?
Concerned? Yes. The Middleton issue isn't being resolved. The Damian Lillard, Giannis cohesion, lack of defensive kind of scheme. Yeah, but it's quite early.
Another way of asking this question is not just the Bucks. Is it in season the teams that fail in the big moments of the in-season tournament? Is that like a preview for what we're going to get in the playoffs?
I think it's a short preview for the coaches on, you know, obviously the clutch moments and the clutch times their players are going to produce for them. But it's still so early. It's still so hard to tell. You know, it definitely helps them make changes for what's needed.
I think
tough.
for Kings
Yeah.
and Pelicans, Pacers, it shows what they're capable of in the playoffs. And I think it's for GMs to come in and make some adjustments for the player rotations. But for Bucks, no, because they're in a new system with new players, so they need to figure it themselves out first.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for the IST. We'll wrap that up. I don't want to hear about it ever again this season. Don't bring it up. Now we'll get on to talking about the in-season tournament.
We're back.
We're back. We're back in already.
Give it to
2
us.
seconds later. One of the main players of the tournament, Tyrese Haliburton,
Yes,
and
sir.
he's one of the popping players in the NBA this season. Let's do Tyrese Haliburton. Who would you rather? De'Aaron Fox
Tyrese Haliburton
over De'Aaron Fox.
over De'Aaron Fox.
Wow.
What I've seen, I'm
Cheech.
convinced.
I've got Fox. and it's not easy. The only reason is because Fox has proven to me more of in terms of the injury durability and also the stats. He's killing it in terms of points and also doing it at an efficient rate. Haliburton has less points, but doing it at a hella efficient rate.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving that edge. Maybe next year I'll definitely probably change my tune.
Okay.
Who have you got?
I'm gonna go Tyrese Haliburton.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Tyrese Haliburton. Fox, they've both stepped it up this season. Fox has stepped it up a lot. Haliburton, I feel like we're closer to Fox's ceiling though, if not at it.
Yeah.
I feel like Haliburton's already at this like insane level, and we're still got a bit to go with his. And when he chooses to score, Haliburton can go with anyone.
Yeah.
So he's getting 10 assists a game, but if it's a day for scoring, it's like he gives you 35 and 10. I will go Haliburton there. All right, next one, Kyrie Irving.
No.
Kyrie Irving.
You're crazy. Sorry.
It's Kyrie Irving.
You're...
Tell me in the comments right now who you'd rather. Grill me if
I'm
you need
sorry, bro. I love...
Stop!
It's Kyrie Irving.
Stop that
Are you telling me
nonsense,
you're not
man.
going to choose Kyrie Irving?
Please. You're killing me. You're really, really killing me. The man needs to stop this Kyrie protection, man.
I got
don't
you,
know
Kyrie.
why.
I shook his hand, man. Nah, straight. Kyrie Irving.
Nah,
I
Irving.
don't know what to say. It's if this was 5 years, if this was 7 years ago, Kyrie, but everything we've been through and even just what they both are now, it's just so clearly Haliburton.
Kyrie is 23, 5, and 54% from the field. Haliburton's 27, 12, and 63% from the field.
And Kyrie Irving's arguably the most skillful player ever,
Yes.
but it just doesn't.
Are we going to measure these guys on rings after their legacy's done, or
No.
no?
Not for me. That's not our
Performance and
though.
skills.
Yeah.
Only MJ and stuff we do it on rings.
Nah, don't get me in these debates. I'm not one of them.
Because Kyrie Irving is. one of
Hey,
these.
yeah, we'll see with Haliburton. All right, Damian Lillard.
I am picking Damian. And this is again for this year. I'm not saying I'm picking him for like this is just at this instant because Damian Lillard's. Did you remember what he did last year?
He's nice.
He was 30, 55, like
Yep.
55 efficiency, and I think 5 or 7 assists, bruv. That was Hall of Fame stuff. That was clinical stuff. I know Haliburton is probably on the same trajectory, similar, but
Yep.
in terms of less points because he's more of a passing player. But I'm picking Damian just because legacy points.
I'm going Dame as well.
Yep. I'm backing that, by the way. I'm going Dame too.
I'm going Dame. But ask me again on July 1st when the NBA finals are done. Who knows what's happened? And I could very quickly say, all right, I'm giving Dame that one more year and we'll see what he done.
Yep.
And then it probably might be Haliburton is what I'll say.
His reputation
so
on the
you
line.
choose Dame over Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, brother.
Oh my god.
It's not about like the layups.
Don't ask for that question.
We're not
To
asking.
the next. To the
Hey,
next.
bro, handles and layups like skillful players ever, especially handles.
Yeah, handy.
This is I'm with you, man. He's one of my sort of favorite on-court guys
he's
ever.
not.
Anyway, all right. Next one, Trae Young, and I'm gonna.
that's easy. That's easy. No, it's Haliburton. Come on.
It's
I'm going
Haliburton.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
going
you, thank
Haliburton.
you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Don't do
Haliburton.
that
That's
to
it. Haliburton, Trae
Trae
Young.
Young is undersized. Haliburton can play like he barely can play defense, but he's at least got long arms. He can get a bit more steals. He can get more rebounds, 2 more rebounds than the forget his name. What are we talking about? Young.
Yeah, don't worry about rebounds of Trae Young. Trae Young, just something about him is always lacking. Obviously, there's the defensive size, but his teams never seem to be there when it really matters. And I know they had a nice conference finals run in when they beat us
Against
in
Philly, yep.
2021, but that's because we fucking collapsed. You know, I don't know. I don't know how Trae Young's career is going to go, but I'm picking Haliburton. Just simple
Downhill,
as
I'll
that.
tell you that.
Move on.
Last one, LaMelo Ball.
The one-on-one.
Don't.
LaMelo Ball. I'm going LaMelo Ball.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I
I'm
am.
going Haliburton.
What do you
all
mean?
day.
No, have you seen this guy? You're lucky.
Uh,
If he was not injured right now, and let's say they had a winning record, he could be MVP. He could be in the he could be in the talks for MVP.
I'm concussed.
Did you see? Have you seen his stats? The last 7 games he's played.
He's
Go check it out. Check
he's
it out.
good,
Tell
bro.
me- and then come back
I'm
and
with
tell
you,
me.
bro. But
Yeah,
sometimes when you're just out all the time, you just get bumped down.
Yeah,
And also, he's
unfortunately.
just not. Sorry, and he's also just not as good as Haliburton.
Really.
He's
Yeah.
not much of a team
Really?
player like.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I don't know.
Hallie.
He
No,
he passes better than Hallie.
I'm with you.
Arguably passes better than Hallie.
No,
Arguably scores.
I don't know.
When he wants
Nah.
better than Hallie.
Scoring. I might give you.
Scoring?
Yeah,
You're telling me
Scoring.
his passing
What,
isn't
going
on.
to the cup, or is this from deep?
Even a bit of both. LaMelo is really good, and I see him becoming one of the best point guards in the league.
Lamella
Thank
is
you.
a failed
That
product
team,
of what
his
Haliburton could have been.
injuries.
Tyrese Haliburton, I respect the 0 turnovers in how many games, whatever.
0.
Lakers
Clean.
already shut that down. Doesn't matter. But LaMelo Ball, I don't know if you've seen this guy pass. Like when I'm talking passes, I'm not talking like clean pass. No one's there. He gets a clean assist. There's gonna be no. I'm talking like this guy's whipping things left, right.
I reckon he's really good, and I want to see him get to the top.
Let us know in the comments about that. I'm
But
interested.
right now, if I'm taking one, I'm taking Haliburton.
Take him.
Hallie all
Simple
day.
as that. All right,
might
let's
go and
quickly
burn him.
smash out our next one. I'm going to hit this intro straight
Hit it.
away. We're playing a game about like guessing the players via their nicknames.
Yep.
Did you guys do all current players? Because that's
Yeah.
what I
I
did.
got all
Yeah.
current. I got one old cap that everyone knows just in case.
I thought maybe next time we'll do some old classic names, but we're doing current NBA players.
Go.
Play along with us. Guess these NBA players by their nicknames. Yep. Right. We'll just like do all
You
of
go
them.
first.
I've got 4. We'll just do them
Yeah,
all.
go.
Yeah.
All right. The Midden.
Sorry?
The Mitten.
The mitten.
Yeah.
Khris Middleton.
No.
God damn.
No.
Damn.
I'll give you not long.
That's a modern day.
Nah,
that
next.
feels like some
What is
90s
that?
kind of nickname.
Not going to get it? The
Nah.
Midden? No, got nothing. He's the son of the glove.
The glove.
That's why he's called the Midden.
God.
Do you know who it is?
No.
God.
You don't know who the glove is?
No.
Hold on. It's not the claw, no.
The glove.
The glove.
The glove.
Nah.
Trash him in the comments.
Nah.
This is terrible. You don't know the glove. The glove, the guy who would lock everyone down in the 90s, Gary Payton, and
Yeah.
his son is the baby glove, so he's the
Oh,
Midden.
Gary. Okay.
All right, so Gary Payton the second or the
Alright.
third, whatever he is.
Fair enough.
All right, you want to go on me?
Knock all 4, I reckon, and
Yeah,
then we'll go.
just-
All right, Maple Jordan.
Oh, Jamal Murray.
No,
Jimmy Butler.
no,
Oh, sorry, Maple.
you should know this.
Yeah.
RJ
oh my
Barrett.
God.
No,
What?
No.
Oh, Dante DiVincenzo.
no.
Oh my God.
Gosh. No. Come on.
Don't look at Mike. That's so
No.
far
Oh
off.
my God.
That is don't. How did you go from RJ Barrett to Dante
Oh
DiVincenzo?
my God. I have it, man.
RJ Barrett is Maple Kobe. Maple Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
You know, come on.
Oh,
Just
Golden
quick.
State?
Yes.
Come on.
He's gonna get it now.
What?
Golden
Andrew
State.
Wiggins.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you.
Maple can.
Thank you. Far
Dante
out.
DiVincenzo.
No, because his
See, I
nickname
even
is.
forgot his name again. That's
alright.
how bad I am
Now
with
this
names.
one I will say is not his main nickname, but I just love it. When I saw it, I love it. World be flat.
Curry.
Forever. Yeah. Easy. My guy.
World be flat.
My guy.
What
God,
is that?
leave
All
him
right,
alone.
and now one of the best nicknames in the current NBA, and the commentators call him this all the time, Beef Stew.
No, I know. I should know this one.
Beef Stew.
Oh my God.
Beef stew.
I'll give you a nickname. I'll give you a hint. His name is like, part of his name is in this nickname.
I know, but I don't know.
Beef Stew.
Beef stew.
Not giving you long.
God. Now I'm thinking too much about
I hate
beef.
names. man.
Count it down. When I get to 10.
No.
Oh, you should have tried. You try with the
Uh,
stew.
Stewart.
Yes, Isaiah Stewart.
Oh my God.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, beef
You
stew.
should have just finished your stew. Just beef stew. And you tune into a Pistons game. They call him beef stew.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that
but
matches.
Don't
Okay,
don't
okay,
tune
okay.
into a Pistons game though. I don't recommend because they've lost 20 in a row. All right.
Oh, today they lost again.
20 in a
They
row.
lost again today.
Yeah, 20 in a row. Go quick.
All right. Block Panther.
I literally saw this last night. JJJ. I saw this last night.
Good one.
Jaren Jackson Jr. Let's go.
One.
You can't. I'm the defensive player of the nicknames.
Xanos.
Oh,
Zion. Yeah. What?
This guy's.
What?
Is he reading
What
something?
am I? What am I?
he's good with these kind of.
Blue Arrow.
Jamal
Jamal
Murray.
Murray.
I got it.
No, I got it.
You wanted it.
I got it.
You can give it to him, but
Thank
I
you.
said it first.
Hey, you're not gonna.
You were like, no.
I can. Come on, man. That's my guy.
Maple Mamba.
Oh,
RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett. Anthony Bennett.
He was gone before he even started. That guy.
Because you confused me with the last one. I was like, what did he say again?
Anthony Bennett.
Oh my god.
All right,
Can I
go.
ever play?
Smash him
No.
out. Keith.
Oh, one more.
All right, go quick.
The big ticket.
Oh, the big ticket is KG.
Yeah.
Go.
I just threw that in.
Yeah, there's some good
All
ones.
right.
We'll do
Ready?
old ones next time.
Yeah.
Uncle Drew.
Oh,
Curry. Oh, I'll give it to
Thanks.
you. I'll give it to you because you're an idiot.
It's my guy. That's why.
Special K.
Kawhi Leonard.
No.
Special K. Current?
Yeah.
Why do I not know this? I know it, but I don't. Special
K.
It's not Nick Kyrgios, I tell you that.
Special K.
Hold on.
Who starts with K?
Porzingis?
No.
Kitty Cat. Yeah. Carl Anthony Towns, baby.
I feel like an idiot now. Go. Go.
All right, this one's a tough one. Swiper.
Oh,
John
Fox.
Fox.
Bang.
I said the full name. I got you. I got
take
him.
that. I'd take that.
I
That's
won
it.
that.
Yeah, that's
All right. Well, thank you for joining this week's show. And boys, we're coming up to the non-in-season tournament.
It's Christmas.
Christmas Day soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christmas
All right. So tune in for all that, and we'll talk to you next week.